Have you ever faked?
What?
No, I'm gonna ask. No,
I've never faked it.
I've not even answered the question because that's not the question that we're talking about.
To cut all this out. You see, before Rico see they're like, bloody hell.
Oh my gosh.
I think people
What
stay
else?
together. I think, and again, I think it's down to what people actually say is happening, because you know you're not living with someone, so you don't know how often they're having sex or not having sex, and they may still be in a relationship and be happy, and for all intents and purposes, when you're looking in, it looks like the perfect relationship, but they may not be having sex. That may be the only thing they're not having, and if that's just one part, then I think that they can. I do think they can. I do.
For
I do
the
think
exception, obviously there's always the exception. If they, for whatever reason, are in a relationship at, a reasonable good age and they're not having sex, and they seem to can work with that, that's the exception. But I still think, especially now, we're looking after ourselves better, we're eating better, we're more healthy. Even in our 70s, I think if both partners are quite healthy and quite active, I can't see why they can't still be having a good sexual.
But then another thing I was just thinking of, like, it's people that couples, when you obviously you do get some young couples who don't have sex before they're married.
Yeah,
right. So that's another thing to look at. Now they're not having sex.
True.
But that's with that's with a goal in mind.
What the goal was? No, but what I'm saying is they're happy though.
They're happy, but they know that their
sex is coming.
It's coming. Yeah,
that's true.
There's
It's
an
not
end
that it's
date.
ruled out.
But
Yeah,
sometimes after some, I'm not saying all, but some of these arranged marriage, obviously the sex is to produce offsprings. Now, once they have the offspring, then sex isn't the be all or end all after that. It's like they've achieved the goal. And sometimes I'm not saying that, sometimes I'm just saying that it doesn't happen as often.
But I think that the only reason why it wouldn't happen as often is if one side is not enjoying it. And I would say mostly the woman. Because I think that even if the man has had all his offsprings, he's still going to want to have sex. If she's not enjoying it, she might not look forward to it, but she might think it's her duty.
That's true.
But
hence why communication. Talk about
why wouldn't she not be enjoying it?
Because
just saying,
if she just could be reasons.
I have no idea.
There could be a reason why she's not enjoying it.
I mean, I'm just thinking, like if you're in a relationship or it was a platonic relationship because you couldn't have sex before you get married, then you get married. You hadn't had a chance to try it out
beforehand.
So he might just think, hit it and quit it. He's had his thing. She might not be getting any enjoyment out of it. So I'm just saying that she might think, it might not be something that she really wants to do.
That are way up in their age and never had an orgasm. Whereas it's obviously easier for a man to climax than a woman. So that could be a reason why they're not
and there's some men who perhaps don't want to do any foreplay or just think, as you said, it's just one bam,
very selfish attitude.
So maybe if the woman isn't enjoying it, then obviously she won't want it. So it's about communication there, and maybe saying, or even just telling them what you like and what you don't like. But then it's about discussing it. And sometimes maybe some couples don't want to discuss it. So for whatever reason, because it just stops happening, and then you just accept it.
You do hear that,
and then you just accept what's happening.
You do hear that.
But then whether or not they're happy. Really happy is another issue. They may just accept that it's not happening because it's fizzled out.
Sex with him. What if it was somewhere else? But they're married. That's true. So if we kind of, I don't know, maybe we should kind of say, we generally think that you can't have a relationship.
No, you can't be happy.
Well,
you're all saying that. I'm kind of devil's advocate here. I'm thinking to myself that I think if everything else in the relationship is fine and you've got older, I think people can be happy.
Genuinely.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I
if you're
do.
older.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
maybe if you're,
Yes.
I think if you're older.
If you're older, it can work.
I think it can
agree.
work because there's so many other things
Yes.
you do
I
as a
agree.
couple.
I
I
agree.
think it can work.
Yeah,
I
I think
think
so.
that you're going to have people that just don't like sex anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
because the
Minority.
majority.
But then
Yeah,
would they be in a
yeah.
relationship?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I think you're
Yeah,
going to find
yeah.
two people who don't really want to have sex, but
Yeah,
just want to
yeah,
have a
yeah,
relationship.
I think so.
I think so. Yeah, when
I
I
think
think
so.
about
If
it.
you're open about it and you know, and they think, yeah, actually, I'm happy with just having that friendship,
Yeah.
as my nephew would say.
Yeah. I think it's a lot. You know, I think when you look at it, you kind of think it's kind of clear cut.
Yeah, because we
But it
probably
really
look at it
isn't.
from our own
It
perspective.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
think about it and think about the paths that you've crossed in life and
And the
various
people.
that you know, and you think, I know people that have said, oh, we don't do that anymore.
Yes, that's why I've got a friend. Well, it's not
But
a
why?
friend,
But is it because they reach a certain age and think, I don't do that no more?
no, she the person that I'm thinking of. So the boys were in. So she must have been in her late 30s. And I always remember she was like, we were talking about, I don't know why we were talking about sex, but we were talking, and she was like, she said, I haven't had sex for 4 months. Like, we don't do that. I was like, what? But it was just like, she was like, oh no, I just got time for that. And I was like, okay.
I haven't got time.
No, I'd have to delve a little bit deeper.
Well, I don't know. I'm still friends with her,
underlying
actually.
cause.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Patrice, I think you should invite her on the show.
Friendship finish. I'm still, as I said, I'm still friends with her. It'd be interesting to know, and she's still married, and it appears to me happily married. So it'd be interesting to, and that's a long time ago. It'd be interesting
But
to
as
see.
you said, they appear to be happily married,
And
maybe
they
she's
may be.
fine with
They
that.
may be.
But is he fine with that, or is he getting it somewhere else?
He could be, but maybe. But what I'm trying to say is maybe they're both happy without it.
I mean, yeah.
They've got
Or maybe
children.
it could have been the fact that the children are in primary school and that
Right.
takes up a lot of their
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
and it's like,
yes.
look,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
one less thing I need to worry
yeah,
about.
yeah.
You know.
No, I think I mean, you know, as I said, for whatever reason, it varies with different couples. I'm aware of one couple, 5 years, they haven't.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the husband isn't exactly happy about it, but he's respectful, and you know, he's not going
Pressuring
elsewhere.
her.
Okay,
No.
okay.
As far as you know.
Right.
Well,
No.
you know, but 5 years.
Why?
Because she says that she
just doesn't
is going
feel-
through a menopause. That's what she.
5 years?
Yeah, I know.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm not buying that.
I know.
I'm not buying that.
Well, I think honestly, right. I think that if I was feeling like that and I didn't
Angry
want
queen.
any, yeah, and I said, look, I'm going through my menopause, whatever the reason was, but I didn't want to have sex anymore, then I would say, look, if you still want to do it, go ahead and do
Really?
it. Oh, yes. I mean, why should I make him suffer?
That's open
That's-
marriage.
yeah.
It's not open marriage because
That is.
it's not a two-way, is it?
Well, yeah.
No, I won't be having that. I will
no.
be.
No,
No.
I think, let him go and have his sex.
Really?
Nah.
If I don't want it, Vertrice.
Good wife, innit?
Nah.
That
Yeah, but-
situation has to arrive for you to really know how
Yeah,
you can react
to open up
I
that
think.
door like
Yeah.
No,
that.
I think I would. I just think if it's your choice, it's not anything wrong with you, you know.
Well, she's saying it's her menopause.
She says so many
Yeah,
things.
so what? She's not feeling too good.
I know something. I mean, you know,
For 5 years.
Menopause is still
it's.
I know it's a
a
big
big deal
thing.
to me, but
Yeah.
some women really suffer
Yeah.
during the menopause.
But she
5
must have a
years
good
of that.
day. She must have a good day occasionally. Even a good hour.
Yeah, that's true.
5 minutes.
Yeah, and they've been married. How long have they been married?
Quite a few years.
But then maybe it weren't all that anyway, so that's why it's easy to give up.
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
Maybe.
But then they said if they're happy,
But are they happy? He ain't happy. She
Yeah.
said he's respectful.
Irrespectful.
you know.
No!
She don't know, she knows.
That's what I'm thinking as well. That I do know.
No, but respectful is
Yeah.
just like, he's dealing with it.
He's dealing with it,
But why should he have to?
yeah, I think
I'm not
that's
saying in the beginning
And that's
he
a
can't
long
be
time.
patient
It's a long
with
time.
her.
5
It's a
years.
But
is a long
5 years,
time.
come on.
Yeah.
He needs to
But
make
he's
a
married
decision
then.
now.
Well, she took vows, Claire.
Okay.
took the vows. Don't get me wrong, but she got to compromise a bit. You know.
I've
Let him
spoken
go,
to
mate.
someone who, you were referring to medical condition, and when the medical condition meant that sex wasn't possible, they went back to the GP and demanded, change medication, do this, do that, because I need a sex life. So it depends. I think.
Right, look at that, eh? Like similar situations.
Yeah.
Because the woman, right? I guess there was a woman.
Was it the woman
the
who
woman
had
that
the
spoke
medical
about the guy.
condition?
The man.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So again, it's back to what you were saying, because men want more sex or
yeah.
enjoy sex more.
But even if it was that way around, and he was like, look, obviously can't have sex anymore. But in his case, it would be a medical condition. But I'm saying if it was the case where the guy was just like, I'm not in it for 5 years, for something that he could possibly,
get sorted.
he should let her go. He should let her go and do her thing. It's not fair. I don't think that's what marriage is. Punishing.
Yeah, I think eventually.
That is torture. 5 years is a long time.
that is
That is
long.
too long. That's
That's
too
too
long.
Would eventually want sex again.
What's that? Sorry, I didn't hear you say.
I think eventually one partner or the other would want sex again.
So then they can't both be happy.
No.
They can't.
I think there's a time going to come like, it's about time.
So maybe
now.
one would be happy though. Maybe the question is answered that maybe you could have two people, they're obviously not having sex, but one person could be absolutely fine with that in the relationship.
Yeah, I think so.
And the other one not. But chances of them both being
happy is another
Very
thing.
Yeah, because of what
Yeah.
the scenario that you gave the guy, you said is respectful. He's not happy.
Which is kind of dangerous because, as I said, even though he's been respectful and says he hasn't done nothing out there, but can he do another 5 years?
Like,
Sentence, man.
Yeah, that's not fair though.
It's
That's
not fair.
when
It's not
it
fair.
isn't. It
Yeah.
isn't.
So if we're now talking about not relationships but just single people
Without sex.
can they be happy?
Can a single person
be happy
Sometimes the
without
single
sex?
person they're having more sex than the married people.
But then
I'm telling you,
I think single people can be happy
without sex.
And what I do think is that, and I'm talking from a woman's perspective, the longer you go without having sex is the easier it gets.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I think once you start having sex again, it kind of builds up that engine and you want more sex.
Yeah,
But when you
I think I agree
don't
with you.
have it for a long time, then you just get used to it. It doesn't matter.
I mean, yeah, when I have been on my own, times when I've been single and on my own, it hasn't bothered me. But to me, I can't be in a relationship.
Yeah.
No.
And it's not there.
Yeah.
And look at that, because a lot of my single friends, single people I know, they have regular sex.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
They do. So it's kind of hard for me to look at this question because they are having sometimes more sex than married people or people in relationships. Honestly.
I don't know. I think for me, I just don't want to kind of be, I don't know, feeling like I'm just having it there and run,
Yeah, but some people have their regular people, innit? Or regular guy.
Look at me like that. Yeah. I'm not looking at you sideways.
I was not implying you at all. I'm just saying.
You're not single, man.
Yes, I'm not single. But you still like a side look. Maybe I'll tell you afterward. I thought that would look meant. I don't know. Like, I don't know. What was the question? You thought what?
We were just saying that, personally, I was just saying that I think when I have been single, it hasn't been a big deal. Not at all. And I just don't want, even if I have gone on the odd date, it's far from thinking, because I went on a date with you, that I'm going to be sleeping with you. I just don't want to feel like, oh my God, I had a date with Tom last week, then I had a date with Jim, and then now, that just, no.
So then you were happy.
I was happy.
It
It didn't bother me at all. I just think more,
But
how can I be in a relationship and it's not there?
Yeah, was it because you were not in relationship with them? Because obviously some people prefer to be in a relationship.
I think
before you get
I
to
prefer
have
to be
sex,
in a
so.
relationship before that happens, and that's my personal choice.
So what do you think, sis?
I like to be in control.
Oh.
So when I say that, I mean like I don't like to be obligated to think, okay, because you're single, if you're on a date, like Angie said, that it's gonna have to end in sex. So, and yeah, I can go if I'm single. When I'm single, it doesn't bother me to go without
You're not
sex.
thinking because you're not thinking of it, maybe.
About it. But when you're in a relationship, and then it's your choice. It is your choice. And I saw something the other day. I think it was on Instagram that said that women. What did it say? Women have sex by choice. How did it go? Women have sex by choice.
Not by necessity.
No. Oh, I can't remember. But what it was saying was basically men have to wait for the woman to say yes, whereas a woman...
It's in control.
Yeah.
It's in control.
Oh, so that's what you're saying about being in control.
Control.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But,
Yeah, this is true.
Well, it is true, isn't it?
But, you know, I can do without sex when I'm single, but being in a relationship and wanting sex and not being able to have it, that's not me.
Yeah,
No,
that's right.
Like,
That's what I see. If
for
you're in a
me,
relationship,
it's part of
it's
the
part of
relationship.
the relationship. It's,
Yeah.
it's the twofold. It's the
Yeah.
emotional side and to me the physical side. It has to be twofold.
So, you know, and I'm sure all couples must go through a period where for some reason or another it might die down for a while.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's what Claire was saying,
you
like
know?
when your children are young or
Or
you're
yeah,
busy or...
it's about making time
but it's
as well
yeah.
because lack of it can be the
the cause of the problem.
lack of it can be what
Yeah.
breaks up the
Exactly.
relationship and drive them apart. So.
And just to throw in a little something in there that I was just thinking about, because I've heard, you know, friends of mine say that if they're with a guy, like in a relationship with a guy, they would, sometimes they're not really in that mood to have sex, but they kind of will, thinking, well, he wants it, so, you know, I'll make a compromise. What do you guys think about that?
Wait a minute, so what, just in a relationship or marriage, what are we talking about?
No, in a relationship.
Yeah, you're with somebody, yes, you're
I think that, because I'm sure the same, I know you might not say that guys, but I think the same applies for guys.
What if a woman wants it and he's not up to it? You're saying you're gonna make him.
No,
I don't think so.
No, as in what you were saying
Not
that.
in the mood.
Yeah, he might not be in the mood.
Nah.
But he's gonna just kind of go along with it. I think he will. You don't think men do?
Well, obviously there must be a time when the man could do without it, whether he's just tired or whatever.
Right. So.
But yeah, I'm saying. I mean, me personally, when I heard this, I was kind of like, it never ever occurred to me to have sex when I didn't
not in
have
the mood.
mood. Yeah.
Oh, when you're not in the mood.
Yeah, when I'm
go
not in
through
the
the
mood.
motion.
Yeah.
Go through the motion.
You know, but to just kind of be selfless, I suppose, because that's what they're doing. It's like they're saying, okay, it's not all just about me. I could do without it, but it's not that I couldn't do it. So I'll go ahead.
Half-hearted sex.
I don't think it's not necessarily half-hearted. I don't think it's half-hearted.
Once they get started,
right, that's what I'm saying.
she's in
So
the mood
I
now.
think
But initially, she wasn't really for it. I'm just saying
I
that
kind of agree with that. That it's not every time you want, you know. But I think I'm the sort of person. If I wasn't in the mood, but my partner or whoever I'm with wanted it, I would. I think because you kind of, I think I would. I would never think to myself.
If that's your partner, then they should be able to get you in the mood.
Yeah, but no, but you're saying like if you're
Set
tired
the
or you don't
mood.
really
Set
want.
the
No,
mood.
but you're saying if you know you really not up for it and you're tired, but if you do that this tonight, mate. But no, but then, you know, but then I think I'm the sort of person I will be. Yeah, well, no, my partner, so. Yeah, I
Try
would.
and make the effort.
Yeah, you make
Yeah,
make the effort.
See, because there's
To me,
compromising
if-
in a relationship.
Right, there's right, but my compromise is that
depends.
I would I would, but your compromise is like, nah.
Well, I'm
you,
just
it
saying
depends.
that I wouldn't have thought about it. I mean, I've never had to kind of
in
deal
that
with-
situation.
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry, Ange.
Yeah.
So in that situation, what would you do? Would you be like, well, it was my
I
husband.
would like to think that I would be compromised. As in, I would say, okay.
She wouldn't.
She wouldn't. She wouldn't. That's exactly. That's it. I was like, ask because she wouldn't.
That's not fair.
Oh man,
She'd be like tired. not in the mood, go to bed. So what would happen?
It's like I was going to say that I think I would only compromise like that if it depends when we had it last. If it was a couple of days ago, then no, I'm tired.
Boy, man.
And again, it depends on how well you communicate with each other.
And also, I mean, how frequently? Because I mean, if
That's
you
what
have,
I'm saying.
but
It's
if
like
he likes
it was-
it every day,
Well, if he likes it every day, then he can do without it one day. Then.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
what do you
Cut
think,
this
Lord?
Right.
How would you compromise?
I think that if my partner knows if he knows me well as he should do, then he should know how to change my mood.
Mm.
And if he's working hard enough to change the mood, then it's worth the compromise.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
very
yeah.
true. Make
It is.
the effort.
Make the effort, but I would make the effort. I just think I would make the effort. I wouldn't kind of shut them down. I would kind of think, well,
I guess that's all a part of loving your significant
and
other.
it's a relationship, so and
Yeah.
it's give and take, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's give and take. So
Okay, so I think that on this.
And not to fake it.
that's a different question.
That's
That's a whole
another subject.
yeah. It's a whole-
Next time on A Woman's Word.
different one.